Welcome back to our factory that is flowing of copper. Actually, at this moment it kinda is. So I'm trying out a new approach this time. So I'm actually hosting this as a local multiplayer game with only me playing, which means that I can access the research screen without pausing the game. And this is fantastic if you ask me. So now we can look a bit closer at what is this, even a research? Okay. Now we can look a bit closer at this coal processing and find out what things we can make, what things we need, and so on. Like this raw borax, we know that we can make this because we already have these ingredients. Rich clay, absolutely, we can make that. Ground sample, yes, check. Biological sample, no. I barely even know half of these. And yeah, this one is related to that one. Duralumin, we need to figure out how to make that, because I know that we need this research, or we need this equipment chassis for the logistic research, because it's part of this laboratory instrument. And this boron trioxide, okay, there we have that, and we need boric acid for that, which I'm not sure about yet. So there we have that. Borax, okay. Carbon dioxide, this might come in handy in the future. Oh, this also gives us rich clay. This gives us a bunch of things that we don't currently have, and that we are also not too sure of. Coal gas. This one would be easy, but we don't need it at the moment. Raw coal. I wish I could plant these mushrooms, but I am not familiar with them. Treated wood. Chromium. Chromium is not really an issue though. We can get that from other places, but this is a far superior, of course, recipe to that. The question is, do we have chromite sand? No, I don't think so. Sand casting, I have no idea. This one we're using, this is extremely useful. No clue about this one. Boric acid, okay. This is something we need for this. And hydrogen I'm not sure of yet, but this is used for this, and this is used for optical set, which is used for science. Okay, that's gonna be fun or something. So I think we don't need to know we don't know hydrogen at this moment. Some of these we have, some of these we have not built yet. This one we're using, this one I think we will be using in the future. Graphite we can make. Aromatics, okay, I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how to get them. I don't know anything about them. This I think we can figure out how to make. I don't think it's too hard, but I don't know about the rest. Iron oxide we basically don't need at all, because we have way too much of that, and besides I don't know how to make that nitrobenzene either. Coal dust we don't have. Rich clay, we don't know how to make raw fiber. Rich clay, this we could easily make if needed. This is something we would like to have for the improved recipe for those circuits. This, I think we have one. This seems quite useful, but I don't know how to get those warmer stone bricks. This we are using. Oh, this we already have actually. This we kind of have. And this we don't have used yet. That doesn't seem too interesting, although the borax we might need. This I don't know anything about. And this, I think maybe we can figure out this lime. Yes, we can. Oh, this gives limestone. And coke, 15 coke. That's a bit much actually. That is a bit much. Moondrop seeds. I don't know anything about moondrop seeds. And this optical set. Okay. So we need to think about what to research next, maybe. Combustion mixture. Oh, it's just different recipes to combustion mixtures. Energy at low cost but with high pollution. I'm kind of okay with that. So this is basically different options for creating combustion mixtures. Using two fluids and then biomass or coke. Might come in handy later on, but not right now. Storage tank, we are researching separation. This feels quite interesting. Carbon dioxide from biomass, that's very useful. Classifier, oh boy. Sand. This sand is very useful. This feels like a good recipe because we will need quite a lot of sand. Titanium ore. Oh, okay, interesting. Soil extractor, washer. These might actually be interesting to speed up that process. Fluid separator might be something we might need one day. Warehousing. I do like warehouses. And it costs iron and wood and a bit of stone and steel. Not too expensive actually. But a bit, we don't easily have that much science pack at the moment. Engine, I think this unlocks quite a bit. Local radar. Very pricey. Otherwise good. I know that this unlocks quite a bit. Oh boy. I don't think we're here just yet actually. But these different recipes seem very interesting. And that is basically our options at this moment. Now, one thing that I would really like to have is circuit network. And in order to get that, we need electronics. And then we might go for the fast inserters, maybe? Because this has... Okay, let's see here. Duralumin. I think we need to figure this out. Mining machines. Okay. Boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Why is nothing happening? That's why. So we just need to finish this research with the storage tanks. That's the most important part right now. Oh. What? Ah. Of course, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense actually. There we go. Now we're getting those. So then let's take an inserter and take them out of there. I'm making them but removing them directly. Oh. Hot air. We might be needing some more hot air actually. Which we get mostly from stone bricks. Because the pressured air is free. That's not a problem. Besides power. So let's disable this one for a while. Like this. I don't know. Actually, let's just disable this one. So, rubber stoppers. Think we should start relocating things to make this flow a bit better. Copper? You're kidding me again? How much for that? Oh, okay. Now, if we could just... Okay, now there's many things we want to do at the same time here. Let's start by filling this up a bit more and providing some more coke to here and disabling this one. I don't have a lot of moss right now. That's for sure. Oh boy, oh boy. I need to write things down or something about what to do. Carbon dioxide is one thing. We need a better process for this, and I think we have it here, possibly. $350. I don't like byproducts, but I'm guessing that I will just get used to them when I'm playing this, because this is insane, as you all know. 52 for 80 lime. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So carbon dioxide, it could be an option to use it from the tar. That's like our only option at this moment if we want to have more of it. Now let's see here, we do get a bit of this, which I hope maybe we can make some of these. We can. Now we just need a little bit more coal. And this is looking good again. That's great. Not sure how that happened though. Very much not sure. But I think I will be using some of this. Because I need more rubber stoppers. There we go. So this should give us a bit of glassware, which is nice. Because that we can basically put into... Oh boy, so much seaweed suddenly. That we can put into here, which might finish our research, or it might not. I don't know yet. No, I think we'll need more. Yeah, we definitely need more. So the blocker right now is just this, basically. So then later we will also want more sand for glass. And something else we thought about was more wood. Oh, this is quite a bit of coke. Oh boy, okay, this one is not running. That's maybe why it's taking a bit of time. It's good though to see that this one is quite busy. Oh, I should of course add an inserter here to actually fill this machine up. There we go. Oh, we got some more glassware. And we're not even finished with using the old yet. This is cool. This almost means that we could make more labs. But the problem is that we haven't really automated much of this process. So one thing I would like to check actually is this process for making simple circuit boards. Because I think we can fix this now. And I think we can figure out how to fix this maybe? Wastewater. But these are disabled. Evaporator, atomizer. Okay, we need to figure that one out. This, I know that we have actually unlocked a recipe for this, but it requires methane, cyanide acid. Oh, for that we need that as well. That might be possible now. Treated wood, apparently only had one recipe. Raw fiber needs something. It will probably be this recipe, I guess. Sodium hydroxide. This I don't know. This will be a chapter on its own that we'll have to figure out. This I think we can make. Yep. And holy cow. Moondrop seeds. Moondrop seeds. Okay, that seems to be something we can farm actually. But I'm guessing we can't do that just yet. So what we need is that. We need raw fiber, we need sodium hydroxide. And we need clay we can fix, and we need moondrop or another way to make methane. So we can't really quite use this process just yet. Now how about we look into this? I'm already aware of this process, so how about we look closer into this process for making logistic science packs? We need a lot of this. We know we can make that. We know we can make this one is a bit tricky, of course, but it will be this one as soon as we have the required research. Boron trioxide, molten glass, carbon black. I think we will have to make it from tar at this moment. Polybutadiene. Okay. Bones we actually have. This we know how to make. Now this seems to be some kind of flower of some kind, which we don't have at this point in time. But we should probably figure it out at some point. Biocontainer, okay, that we didn't have much choice of. And these planktons. Oh, that's a farm. Which requires iron ore. Nice. That will be a very useful way to spend all our iron. What? Gosh. And the boric things. Boric, not boring. Titanium. Aromatics. Oh boy. Basically we can come to the conclusion that we don't quite have this yet. Oh, this is not too complicated. Okay. And our storage tanks are at 91%, so let's see if we can finish that, shall we? Feels like half of this episode, or even all of it, will go to looking at different recipes. There we go, glassware. And we do have one container remaining up here, which means that it makes an even 4, and off we go. I think and hope that this will be the last part of that. So here we have some fluids we can use, or some copper, I mean. And let's increase this. Let's take a look here. And let's get something working on this, because it's the tar to carbon dioxide. I'm not quite ready to start using it just yet, I think. So more fuel of some kind. Why does this? Of course. We do have too much coal gas. Quite often. Mostly because this isn't used fully. Because we no longer have an issue with this. Our issue is now the quartz ore. And then we also need some more of these. Oh boy, when can we get trains? Not yet. Not yet. But we should try to get here quite basically as soon as possible. So what to research next? I don't like that these take coke. Did we get stuck at? Yeah, of course we did. Oh boy. Okay, so I basically just need 8 of those. order to get that, we do need some of these, and then we will go over there and check on dust processing. We need more fuel, that's for sure. There we have that, that's nice. Now, I'm kinda feeling that we might actually want to make a pipe with molten gas, no, molten glass that goes up here. Maybe one as well for some let's see, we should change things around here a bit. Maybe one as well for the burnable fluid. Don't tell me that's your... Oh boy. Now, if only I could sort of find a way to connect this one with this one. Any pipes, please? Thank you. And let's see, where do we have it? There we have it. So something like this, like that, and like that. Perfect. Now get rid of these tailings for me, please. I will let you know when I need you. Now, where were we? Let's see, we do have those, so let's make use of them. Let's put them down here into this. And then of course we are missing molten glass. So I will need to scale up the molten glass production drastically. I'm moving too far away. And yay! Storage tanks! Awesome. Now what? So we could make some lamps. We will need that sooner or later. But I'm not sure if that's like what we need the most right now. Separation. Oh, carbon dioxide from biomass. This is useful. This is very useful. Even though we don't have too much biomass right now, I think we're gonna go for this. How far away is the compost? $200, $300, $450. 650 science packs away. Okay. So this would be very useful, but it's also very expensive. Biotechnology. Bioreactor? Oh, cool. I still don't know how to make oxygen though. And that's okay. That's quite interesting actually. Might want to go for this. Anyway, what we definitely want to do is to restructure some of these machines so that we actually automate things, or start to automate things at least. Or at least that we minimize our traveling distance when automating. So I'm basically trying to figure out if I can output things in this direction and then continue sort of the workflow in this direction. Although we do have a problem with this, because this needs limestone and seaweed and stuff. Soil extractor. I think we can make one more of these, because we do already have one apparently. So let's put this one. Damn it. It's not gonna work if I want to have this fluid bus over here. Let's move it here instead, actually. Because then I can still have my fluid bus. And also my factory. So this one needs seaweed, and it also needs limestone and stone. Limestone is pretty easy. And let's see, these things is the stone. So let's see if we can put this down somewhere. How about here? So then you can get some of that, and you can get some of this. And then we fix the limestone. This means that we are gonna need some inserters. Perfect. Then the seaweed. Come over here. To over here. I know this is a bit of a mess, but it will have to do for now. There we go. Oh, come on. Like this. So that's the seaweed. Then it's only the stone left to automate. Let's limit this one a bit, like so. So let's see. Then we can have one over there. Now let's see here if we can. Let's make use of our first underground belt, because then we can move the steam through here. And let's see, we will be needing some water of course as well. But we do happen to have water over here actually. And water, well, the whole ocean is full of water, so... Ah, of course, I really need to fill up on fuel on these things. This seems to be going better now. So I will be using some of this fuel. There we go. This will be a lot of resources. Then of course we have this little chest over here. How about we move you? How about we don't move you actually? Because I don't think I have enough wood to move you. So how about we go get some wood? How about we make some more wood? Because this is not a lot of wood. Wow. I officially declare copper to not be a problem. At least not a big one. So let's see here. I want these and then one of these. This should be good. And let's see. This one we can connect to our fluid bus, I think. We need a landfill bus. That's for sure. What? Nothing? I think it's time to change this into sand again. appears we have some more glass over here. Doesn't hurt. Besides for the fact that we have to move it manually. What an absolute mess. So this goes here, this goes there, and let's make this one, and let's make this one. Are you making anything? You are. Of course. I do want to move this one step up. Because then it can move directly between these. Now, there we go. Perfect. So tailings goes down here to our little fluid bus. On which row should it go? Down there. Okay. I see. Plenty of landfill. Perfect. Now, of course, we will need something to take this out. So let's do something like this. Perfect. Look at this, we have automation of this now. That's too good to be true. Way too good to be true. We could maybe consider creating another seaweed factory over there. Now. Isn't that amazing? So then the biggest blocker is of course this carbon dioxide. Not too surprising maybe. Because this carbon dioxide needs coke. And coke is for sure an issue. But did we have any? We do have some of that. Speaking of coke, coal is also an issue. What is not an issue, however, is seaweed. Of course, that's an issue. Oh right, we do have containers now, don't we? Where are our containers? Of course, it's on the last page that you look at. I don't want anything that uses duralumin. I could definitely consider something that requires... not this. This one should work. So a lot of lead plate. I think we have lead here somewhere. Yep, there we have it. So then we just need to process it. Let's see here. That's chromium 6. Only 6. Okay, 6 lead ore becomes 1 lead plate. Now, however, I do want to use some other fuel. Why is this so slow? Is it because inserters are slow? Partially, I guess, but not. That's not the biggest reason, I think. No. We basically can make even more logs. Can make more logs. Forestry. It feels good to for once just craft something without thinking about the copper cost. That's amazing. Now I need to think about the fuel cost of... We need plenty of coal. Because I think right now we are kind of waiting for these rubber stoppers, yes. However, I would actually like to fill this one up with molten glass and then just rotate it a bit to disable it so that we can move it later on. How are we looking here? More wood. I think we need still more wood. But we can change it to a to-do because it's not that much of an issue anymore. Compost plant we have, but we can't really use it. More copper is definitely fixed. And this we have a whole lot of. And this we also have, and yeah, I know that we can use it for compost. So our biggest to-do at the moment is more wood. Well, our only to-do at the moment. Then again though, I would like to add to-do automate research, because it's not at all automated. In other news, I think we might need even more sand. It certainly looks like it, although we do have some over here. So let's just plug that in there. Then let's wait for this to process one step further. And we still have too much coal gas. So how about this? Now let's rotate this. And then plug this in. And I think this is about it. It is actually. So now this machine is completely empty, which means that we can safely remove it from here, which might help fixing some other things. So then I think we should aim at getting molten glass up here. Probably over here actually, or no, we can use this top one. We just need to change this layout a bit, because that's quite not looking too good. There we go. So we should get molten glass into here. And then we can just move that further on. Boy. So let's see, where do we have molten glass and how can we move it up here? I think first we can change this around a bit, like that. That's good. Then we can make a bunch of underground pipes. And voila, we are already here actually. There we go. There we have molten glass. And here we have a whole lot of copper. This feels nice to just grab some copper. Now I would like to... Let's just take all of this. I know I've said it before, but we definitely don't need more iron. And yet we continue to getting it. I'm not sure how that happens, really. This is a whole lot of copper. But I'm guessing we will use it, actually. Actually, you know what we could do? Oh, it would be great to have them all by now. But that's gonna take a while. First you don't have resources, and then you don't have the time to manually craft them. That's a shame. I know exactly what we can do here. So let's see, let's remove a couple of inserters here. Then let's remove these. Let's even remove this one. And my inventory is full, of course. And let's see. So the idea is that we shouldn't even have those. We should use just belts here to output things on a belt, and then we will have ourselves a little sorting mechanism. So iron ore to the left, copper ore to the right. And then what we want to do is that we want to have a bit of smelting over here. Oh, once I manage to fix some resources on that belt, that would be very handy. Because I will, of course, so much iron. Please stop giving me iron. My god, this is like... This is almost like how one usually sets up these things. Now, however, we do need to take the fuel into consideration here, which is why I'm gonna do like this. And then I'm basically gonna handcraft a bunch more belts. And then I will put a chest here. Actually put it here. I will need an inserter or two. And then I will be putting some fuel on this belt, so that we can actually start processing things. There we go. I probably will need a bunch more of these. And I will definitely be needing more of these. Kind of. No, come on. How about like this then? Yeah, that's looks a bit better, I think. So I know we are lacking this, so let's go over here and then let's basically just put this in a chest, or a bunch of chests probably. Oh boy. Where is all of this coming from? So many resources. Come on, stop it. And there we go. And there we go. And there we go. Cool, isn't it? Now the only problem is, of course, that we need more fuel. Especially coal, since the coal we also need to produce these rubber thingies. Here is 90 coke that I will be putting into this chest. And then I will definitely be creating a couple of more. Apparently not. It appears that we need to wait a bit for more fuel to arrive. It's a bit over 1 hour again, so I will just be finishing this. What? Ah, there we go. Feels like I will need several of these inserters, considering the amount of iron. Although we have way more copper right now. What on earth has happened? I'm starting to have a good feeling about that tar to recipe. What was it again? Tar to... Let's see. This is it, isn't it? Yes. Tar to carbon dioxide. Although there are a bunch of things here that I'm not sure how to get. How are we doing with this? Let's... Right. Of course. Yeah, copper is definitely no longer an issue. Because the amounts that we have now are just enormous. Fuel is an issue, so that's what we need to focus on next. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, make good use of your copper.